I stayed at the Ronald McDonald House because of my grandson. He was 10 and a half at the time, and he had just been diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. One of the most aggressive kinds there is. He was having to go through radiation and chemo, and we needed to stay near the hospital during that time of radiation because if there was any complications, we lived so far away we couldn't be able to get back here. Staying here at the Ronald McDonald House was tremendous. It took a lot off of us, financially and mentally. We were able to have a safe place to stay. We were able to make friends that have continued to this day. We were able to enjoy our time together instead of being worried all the time about safety and what we were going to eat, were we going to have enough money to get through. Skylar's journey was short in one way, but long in another. He had a long journey in the sense of what he had to go through. And these are his beads of courage that tell about it. It starts with his name, and then it starts with every bead tells a story. The red heart beads were his admission to ICU. One of the beads I really want to point out is this little red one right here that has a little charm that goes with it. And that was an accomplishment bead, a personal accomplishment bead. And he got that the day the doctor told him exactly what was wrong with him. He had epithelial neuroneoblastoma, and it was already stage 4. It's the most aggressive kind of childhood brain cancer. That day, the doctor told him what he would have to go through as far as radiation and chemo, and told him that at that point there was no guarantees. And Skylar looked at him and he told him he wasn't worried about it. God would take care of him here, or God would take him home. So we had to go through everything in order to start the radiation and the chemo, and we spent 6 weeks of the summer going through his radiation. Kind of got broke up because he opened his incision to his shunt, so we had to stop and start over. But Skylar, he got tired. He was in a lot of pain, but he was a trooper. And every day when we would get up from at the Ronald McDonald House, we'd go downstairs and he'd eat some breakfast, and he'd always stick him a snack in the bag to go, and we'd go to radiation. We'd get done there, and even if he didn't feel good, he wanted to go enjoy the things that they would have going on at the hospital at Secret Studio. And then we'd come back here and he'd take a nap, and then he'd get up and talk to everybody here. And that was the good thing. He had other people to talk to besides just me. We wasn't trapped in a motel room somewhere. We had a safe, enjoyable place that we could go and stay and make friends. And he loved it here. He loved the people that worked here. He loved the people that were staying here. And it made a difference. He was able to share his story with a lot of people, which helped different people. There was a lady, her baby was going to have a shunt put in his brain, and she was really scared and freaking out, and Skylar calmed her down, and he said, "But I have a shunt in my head. I don't have pain from it no more." So it helped her calm her down and think about it from a different angle. And that was the nice thing about staying here. We could all share our stories with each other. We were there for support. If somebody was having a bad day, there was somebody there to prop them up, to cheer them up. Before his diagnosis, he loved to sing. He loved playing football. He was a little bit of a jokester, but through it all, he loved God. No matter what he did, he always came back to God. And he never gave up his faith through any of it. He, from the beginning, he told the doctors he wasn't worried about it. God would take care of him one way or another. I'd take care of him here, God would take him home. And he was the same way up to his passing. The last trip to the ER, he prayed all the way to the ER. In the ambulance, he prayed at the ER. He told the doctors then that God was going to take care of him. And God did. God took care of him. God took him home where he wanted to go. You never know when you might need to be here, or one of your friends or one of your family members. You never know when somebody that you know may need to stay here. If somebody needs to stay here, they have enough other worries on their mind than to wonder, where are they going to sleep at night? How are they going to pay for it? So if you could donate to this place, every penny counts. Whether it be money donations, if you collect can tabs, if you bring food items, every donation counts. Because every bit of it matters to the people that have to stay here. They're not staying here by choice, they're staying here because they have to.